Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Shuttleworth Park as we are about to get underway with a PGCBL matchup between the Amsterdam Mohawks and the Albany Dutchmen. We'll have starting lineups for you in just a moment. Currently, we have Mojo, the mascot of the Amsterdam Mohawks, sponsored by Century Lines, coming out in a Browns Ford F-150 with our first pitch participants for today. To give you a little bit of a rundown on what has happened with the Mohawks over the past few days, their last home game was Tuesday, where they fell 5-3 to the Mohawk Valley Diamond Dogs. They were down 5-1 going into the ninth, tried to stage a rally and ended up getting the tying run to the plate, but they could not capitalize as they fell in that one, but then bounced back last night against the Jamestown Jammers, who at the time were a league best 8-1. So the Mohawks handed them their only second loss of the season. Couple of standouts there. First, Richie Barella, who is once again in the Amsterdam lineup tonight at the leadoff position. He ended up also, to add to that, it was also the Mohawks' first road win. They were 0-4 on the road leading up to that. But Barella recorded 4 hits last night. He scored a run. And he ended up being right smack dab in the middle of the rally in the 8th inning that helped the Mohawks score 4 runs and go ahead 8-6 for good, which would be what the final score would end up being. As we will have some first pitch participants from Betts, Rossi, and Bellinger Funeral Homes. That one just a bit outside. Also, just to give you a quick rundown of what the lineups will be like tonight. Amsterdam took a 2-0 win over the Dutchmen last Friday here at Shuttleworth Park. And this will be the second game between the teams this year. And I will start off with the Albany Dutchmen lineup here. Batting first from the University of Louisville, playing shortstop, number 5, Lucas Dunn. Batting second, the first baseman. And excuse me as I try to find his college here.
All right, from the Schoharie Little League.
And he actually is not listed.
Schoharie Little League. Here is Alina Baker.
So we'll have to get you a
beautiful chat. Let's hear from Alina.
So excuse the pause there. We just currently do not know who is actually batting second and playing first tonight for the Albany Dutchmen. We'll get back to you with that. But to continue with that, batting third for the Dutchmen, designated hitting tonight from the University of Louisville, number 20, Cameron Masterman. And then playing catcher at the cleanup position, number 6 from Ole Miss, Golston Gillespie. Batting fifth, the right fielder from Seton Hall University, number 4, Jerry Huntsinger.
What's your name? Noah, look at the
And batting second, the first baseman from Dartmouth University, number 8, Ubaldo Lopez. So just to give you a fill in there. Now we're back to 6th in the lineup for the Dutchmen. Playing left field from Azusa Pacific College, number 23, Griffin Herrera. Batting 7th, the center fielder from Siena College, number 18, Zach Durfee. Batting 8th, the second baseman from Lemoyne College, number 3, Nick Jacques. And then batting 9th, playing third base tonight, going to St. John's in the fall, number 17, Justin Wright. The starting pitcher for the Dutchmen today will be Nick Artemowitz. Nick is from Southern New Hampshire University and is a Seaville, New Jersey native. And then now to give you a rundown of the stats for our Mohawks. This will be his first appearance officially for Albany this year. And now switching over to who the Mohawks have on the mound, it is Zach Durant, who coming into today has 6 2/3 innings pitched in, 3 appearances. So this will be his 4th. He's given up 3 runs, 2 of them earned on 5 hits. He's walked 3, he struck out 9. He has a 2.7 ERA as his first pitch is a strike into Lucas Dunn, and we are underway here at Shuttleworth Park. As that curveball from Durant catches the inside corner, he's quickly ahead 0-2. Durant is out of Verona, New York. He goes to Herkimer Community College. As that sidearm delivery is lifted down the right field line, but will hook just foul and roll into the bullpen. And the 0-2 is cut on, and the home plate umpire says that Lucas Dunn went around. So Durant now picks up his 10th strikeout of the year, first of the day. And there's one away here in the top of the first.
Second, the first baseman from Dartmouth University, number 8, Ubaldo Lopez.
That will bring up Ubaldo Lopez, the first baseman from Dartmouth University. As that pitch sits high, it'll be 1-0. Lopez so far this year for the Dutchmen is hitting 182. He's 4 for 22. As that one will miss low, and it's 2-0. However, Lopez does have 5 runs scored and 4 RBIs, as that one will be grounded sharply down the left field line, and it will be a fair ball. Fielding is left fielder Lanzilli. Coming up, hits the double of the earth, 1 home. And that will bring up the designated hitter, Cameron Masterman.
Number 20, Cameron Masterman.
A fellow Louisville Cardinal with Lucas Dunn. As well as a prospect Kentucky native. So Kentucky boy probably not used to this chilliness today, as that curveball is in there for a strike 0-1. It is at first pitch, it was probably 64. They're telling us that it's going to get below 60 into the 50s tonight, but we'll probably be done with this game by the time that happens. As that one catches the bottom part of the strike zone, and Durant is quickly ahead 0-2. As he checks Lopez at second, sets and deals. That one is cut on and missed, and Masterman is down with the second out of the inning. That'll bring up Golston Gillespie.
From Ole Miss, number 6, Golston Gillespie.
The Ole Miss Rebel, who has hit 375, 6 for 60, the Dutch. 1 double, 2 home runs, 5 runs batted in, and 4 walks. Is that one will miss outside? It's 1-0. Lopez now getting a low. And the delivery is low, so he's fallen behind 2-0 quickly. The Mohawks have gone with a slightly different infield today. They still have Toby Welk at third, as that one misses low, and he's quickly behind 3-0 here to Gillespie. You got Toby Welk at third out of Penn State Berks. You have Elvis Peralta Jr. at short, which is his natural position, but they move Cole Barr over to second as that one misses outside, and Gillespie is on with a 2-out walk here, and the Dutchmen have first and second with 2 out. That'll bring up Jerry Hunsinger.
Number 4, Jerry Hunsinger.
Hunsinger, so far for the Dutchmen, is batting .345, 10 for 29, 8 runs scored, 1 home run, 3 RBIs, and 2 walks. As that one misses low, it'll be 1-0. But as I was saying about the Mohawks infield, they have Colbar at second, Elvis Peralta at short, Toby at third, and then at first, Richie Barella, as that curveball is in there for a strike, evens count at 1-1. Richie Barella has forced his way into the lineup any way which how, and has also proved to be rather versatile. As that one is chopped high in the air, fielded by Elvis Peralta on the first, and that will be the third out of the inning. So the Dutchmen get a hit and a walk in the top of the first, but can't push anyone around, as Durant has himself a scoreless first frame. So that is 1 hit, no runs, 2 left on, and no errors there for the Mohawks in the top of the first, as we will head to the bottom half with the score of the Albany Dutchmen 0 and the Amsterdam Mohawks coming to bat. You are listening to the Amsterdam Mohawks radio broadcast here on YouTube Live. Leading off for the Mohawks will be Barella. Richie came into this game batting an even 500. That does not include the statistics from Tuesday's loss to Mohawk Valley, as there was a statistical error that kept the game from being uploaded until today. So that will be updated starting tomorrow and will be updated on the site. That one misses low to Barella out of Manhattan, and he'll take that one outside. So quickly 2-0 by the starter, Nick Artemowitz. As that one will be slapped to short and will barely get Richie Barella, as he will be out for the first out of the inning. Barella, as mentioned, has hit 500. He led his Manhattan Jasper squad this past year with a .309 batting average. So he'll look to break the league average record, I would expect. as it will bring up Michael Ludwig, who lunges a bunt at that one but misses, which will make the count 0-1. Ludwig comes into this game hitting .348, 8 for 23, 3 runs scored, 2 doubles and 4 RBIs. He'll cut and miss on that one, and that'll make it 0-2. To run through the rest of the Mohawks lineup here quick, batting third will be the catcher, number 31, Joe Janor, as that one is slapped foul out of play out of the Bulls of South Florida. Fourth will be the Wake Forest Demon Deacon, Chris Lanzilli, number 24. He's playing left tonight. Batting fifth, the center fielder from Morehead State, number 14, Jake Hammond. Batting sixth, as that one will be lofted into the air and left. Ranging back is the left fielder Herrera, who will make the catch up, and that will retire Ludwig with the second out. That'll bring up Joe Genord, the South Florida Bull, to go through the rest of the lineup. Batting sixth, designated hitting tonight, number 6 from St. John's University, Mike Antico, who this, I believe, it's his first home game for the Mohawks, and he will slap that one, chased down by the pitcher, Nick Artemowitz, but his throw will be late, and Antico is on with a 2-out infield single. Or excuse me, Joe Genord is on with a 2-out infield single as I'm reading through this lineup still. That will bring up the left fielder, Chris Lanzilli. A Stoneham, Massachusetts native. Also batting seventh for the Mohawks will be the second baseman, number 2, Cole Barr. That is a huge cut in. Lanzilli swinging for the fences there in its own one. Batting eighth for the Mohawks from Penn State Berks College, the third baseman, a fixture there. But lower in the lineup tonight, number 27, Toby Welk. And then rounding out the lineup, batting ninth will be the shortstop, as they call that one what looks like a foul ball. It looked like almost that Lanzilli got hit in the hand, but I think they're saying that hit the end of the bat on his hand side. But as mentioned, from Marshall University, the shortstop, number 1, Elvis Peralta Jr., will be in the 9-hole tonight, as the Mohawks give both Sam Prater from Alabama, the catcher for the past few games, and Richie Nizza, who had a couple of good games at the dish these past couple of matchups. He had a double and a home run in the loss Tuesday, as that one will miss and get away from the catcher, but he quickly hops back on top of it. Good job by Golston Gillespie there. And it's 1-2 now to Chris Lanzilli. The Mohawks have had solid pitching so far. One of the best staffs in the entire PGCBL, as that one misses low and away. It'll even count at 2-2. But their hitting has been inconsistent so far this season. They did score 8 runs last night, traveling all the way out to Jamestown, so they made the trek, their farthest trek of the year, worth it, as Jamestown is on the westernmost tip of New York, excuse me. Yes, as the Mohawks have. They are currently second in the league in ERA at 3.04 and are first in opponent batting average, holding their opponents to only a .175 clip, which is pretty crazy. The Dutchmen are actually second, as that one will be slapped to the shortstop, who throws on to first and will get Lanzilli for the third out. So Artemowitz works around a 2-out single there, as both teams fail to score in the first, as we will head to the second inning with no score here at Shuttleworth Park. You're listening to the Amsterdam Mohawks Radio Network here on YouTube Live. Griffin Herrera will lead off the top of the second inning here for the Albany Dutchmen. The starter for the Mohawks, Zach Durant, worked around a hit and walk to pitch a scoreless first. Started off the season as the leadoff hitter for the Dutchmen. So that one will be in there, a strike, which will even the count up at 1-1. And the 1-1 is a nice off-speed pitch that catches the inside corner. And Durant is ahead 1-2. Herrera's numbers at the plate this season, as that one will be slapped between the hole between first and second, and he will be on with a hit to lead off the second. Coming into that bat, he was 8 for 27 for a .296 batting average
From Siena College, number 18.
with 3 runs scored,
Durfee.
2 doubles, and 3 RBIs, striking out 6 times at the dish. As it will bring up the center fielder out of Siena College, Zach Durfee. Zach is one of a few Siena Saints representatives on this team this year for the Dutchmen, as they actually play their home games at Siena Field. As that first pitch into Durfee was a strike 0-1. Herrera can run at first, as that one will be slapped and will hook foul.
Grace DeAngelis, Harley Mans, Gabriel DeAngelis, and Matthew Nuveen come to the first base dugout. Grace DeAngelis, Harley.
Herrera has 1 stolen base this year and has not been caught, so he is 1 for 1. And the 0-2 here to Durfee is low for a ball, 1-2. Zach Durfee's numbers at the plate are him batting 6 for 21 with a .286 batting average, 4 runs scored, as he will cut through that one and miss it for the first out of the inning. That's Durant's 3rd strikeout.
The second baseman from Lemoyne College, number 3, Nick Jacks.
That'll bring up Nick Jacks, the second baseman tonight. Pickoff attempt at first, but Herrera dives back in safely. Jacks out of Lemoyne College. He's a Ballston Lake, New York native. I believe went to Burnt Hills High School. So that one misses low. It's 1-0. This year he's 3 for 15 to start. Batting .200. He's a returner for the Dutchmen. Played for them last season as well. 1 run scored, 1 RBI. That one bounces in there, but a nice stop by the catcher, Janord, who is, as I mentioned before, is behind the plate tonight instead of Sam Prater. As Prater gets a rest along with Richie Niza. And the 2-0 in here to Jacks. Herrera is going. It's slapped to short. The steal attempt there by Herrera keeps the double play from happening, but Peralta will get Jacks at first. So Herrera moves up to second, and there are 2 out with the 9-hitter Justin Wright coming up.
Number 17, Justin Wright.
Justin Wright is a high school senior graduating this year. He will be attending St. John's University in the fall. He is from Greensburg, Pennsylvania, as that one will miss low and inside. It's 1-0. And the 1-0 will catch the outside corner, and it will make it 1-1. Nick Davies, the head coach for the Albany Dutchmen, has been aggressive on the bases, as that one will be slapped to second fielded by Cole Barhand on to first, and that will be the third out of the inning. So the starter Durant once again works around a hit to pitch a scoreless inning. As we will head to the bottom of the second here with still no score at Shuttleworth Park. You are listening to the Amsterdam Mohawks radio broadcast here on YouTube Live. Jake Hammond will lead off the bottom of the second here for the Mohawks as he'll foul that one right back into the net that protects everyone in the grandstand behind home plate. Hammond so far with the Mohawks is hitting .250, only 1 for 4 in the books. That's without Tuesday's stats, as that count is evened up 1-1 as that pitch misses outside. And that one will miss outside once again, which will make it 2-1. And the 2-1 will miss inside, so now Artemowitz has fallen behind 3-1. And the 3-1 here will miss upstairs. So Jake Hammond is on with a leadoff walk to start the bottom of the second. And it will bring up Mike Antico, the designated hitter tonight from St. John's University. Going with the high sock look. I appreciate it, as it's a dying breed for many baseball players now. And the first pitch to Antico, he snaps his bat as it goes, actually loses it altogether. I thought he maybe had snapped down the handle. That ball's fouled right back, but the bat ends up over Doug O'Bray's head, the first base coach of the Mohawks. Antico, this past season for St. John's, the Red Storm, as he goes and gets his bat and loads up the pine tar. As he'll look to put a ball farther than how far that bat went in his first at-bat here at Shuttleworth Park. But he hit 308, for St. John's in 117 at-bats. 36 hits, scored 34 runs, had 21 RBIs, slugged .504. So an overall quality player from the Red Storm that comes to join the Mohawks once again. People that come to mind are John Valenti, who led the PGCBL in, as that one will be looked at to bunt by Antico, but he will foul it back, so now it's 0-2. But John Valenti, the shortstop from the Red Storm that actually was drafted in the 28th round this past year, he played for the Mohawks, batted .421, which led the league. And there was a point when he first got here where we decided that he would not be able to get out as that one misses high. He ended up having a clip of something like 16 for 20, an insane run to start his Mohawks career. And it's no surprise to me that he was drafted. And I foresee him playing at a very high level soon enough, as that one will be chopped to second. It was too high of a chop for the second baseman, Jack, so he has to go to first. That will let Jake Hammond go to second on the 4-3 fielder's choice.
Second baseman from Indiana University.
And it will bring up Cole Barr, playing second tonight from the University of Indiana Hoosiers. Always thought it was kind of weird that all of their sports teams are named Hoosiers, even though that's mainly a basketball term for the state of Indiana. But alas, to each their own. He'll slap that one to the shortstop, Dunn, who will get it on to first and will move over Hammond to third. But now there are two out with Toby Welk coming to the plate.
Third baseman from NCAA, number 27, Toby Welk.
Welk so far for the Mohawks this year has hit 7 for 27, not including Tuesday. He's batting .259, as that one will be ripped down the left field line, but right at the left fielder Herrera, who makes a nice running catch, and that will retire the side. So a nice hard hit ball, but right to a fielder. Artemowitz lets a runner get the third jam, as we will head to the third inning here at Shutterworth Park. There was no hits for the Mohawks and, of course, no runs in that inning. One left on, no errors. As we head to the third, you are listening to the Amsterdam Mohawks radio broadcast here on YouTube Live. Top of the order here for the Dutchmen in the third. Curveball misses low and outside by Zach Durant, and it is 1-0 here to Lucas Dunn, who struck out swinging in his first at-bat. That off-speed pitch is in there for strike 1-1. Slight breeze here today as that fastball misses outside. It's 2-1. As it has been quite gloomy, but there's no rain in the forecast. There was certainly some showers last night. Ended up raining out the Dutchman's game as that off-speed pitch is in there for a strike, and it is 2-2. Durant distant so far on getting ahead of batters in the count as that one will miss high, and now the count is run full. However, he has been able to locate his off-speed pitches, especially his 12-6 curve. So that will probably be a major key for him as he now has a strikeout total, as he makes Dunn look a little bit ridiculous there with that curveball as he swings and misses through that one, and that'll be your first out of the inning. That's Dunn's second strikeout today. Durant's fourth of the outing through the first 10 batters, as that one will catch the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. That curveball will miss inside, evens the count at 1-1. Ubaldo Lopez in his first at-bat slapped a double down the left field line, but was stranded at second as that one misses low. 2-1 now. Durant looking to work quickly here. That one will miss outside, so now he's falling behind 3-1. With Cameron Masterman, the designated hitter, on deck for the Dutchmen, and now it'll miss outside. So a one-out walk given up to Ubaldo Lopez, who's on base for the second time today.
The designated hitter from Louisville,
Cameron Masterman, the Louisville Cardinal, will step to the plate. He was a freshman this past season. And so far for the Dutchman is leading qualified individuals in average. He has a 400 average, as that one will miss outside. He's hitting 12 for 30 with 5 runs scored, 5 RBIs. He's walked 5 times. As that one will miss low, it is 2-0, as Durant has lost a bit of his control in the third here. Davies sends signs over to Lopez at first. I mentioned before he will be aggressive on the bases. And he's going, as the throw from Genord is a one-hopper and will get him at second. So a nice on-target throw. Colbar is able to handle it.
In the sitcom Seinfeld, what was the soup Nazi's famous?
And that is the second out.
Always repeat when denying someone soup.
As we are doing a trivia night here at Shuttleworth Park. That one will be grounded to Peralta at short, on to first, and that'll be the third out of the inning. Just to let you guys know at home, the trivia question was, what phrase would the soup Nazi use when refusing people for giving them soup? If you've ever seen the old sitcom Seinfeld, it would be what the soup Nazi would refuse people by saying. And if people have ever heard "no soup for you," that's what that is from. As we will head to the bottom of the third here at Shuttleworth Park. Still no score, as the Dutchmen leave another one, or actually he was caught stealing, as no one will be left on no runs on no hits. We will head to the bottom of the third here at Shuttleworth Park. You are listening to the Amsterdam Mohawks Radio Network here on YouTube Live. Elvis Peralta Jr. will lead off the bottom of the third inning for the Mohawks. A Lowell, Massachusetts native as that one misses low and inside, 1-0. Peralta this year comes into this game hitting .242, 8 for 33, as that one will be slapped into left and will get down and roll to the wall. Peralta is on his horse and will pull into second with a leadoff double. That will be his fourth double of the year, fifth extra base hit. And it will bring up the leadoff hitter, Richie Barella. Richie grounded out to shortstop in his first at-bat. As Coach Keith Griffin will have a quick word with Barella before he steps up to the plate. Mentioned before, Richie came into today, not including the statistics from Tuesday's loss to Mohawk Valley here at Shuttleworth, hitting .500, 12 for 24. Richie, if I remember correctly, went 3 for 5 in that game, so that would put him 15 for 29 on the year so far with the Mohawks in a .517 clip, and then he's back down to .500 with his ground out in the first. He'll foul that first pitch off as he showed bunt, and it'll be 0-1.
Courtesy of the Capstone Center for Rehab and Nursing. If you don't want to keep the ball, turn it into our special stand. They'll give you a snow cone.
Peralta on second is 2 for 3 on stolen bases this year. I wouldn't expect him to be going with nobody out and him already on second. That bunt will be fouled back to the grandstand, and it's quickly 0-2 to Barella. It's interesting to see Barella bunting there when he's currently the hottest hitter for the Mohawks in an early season where they have not gotten consistent hitting as of yet from their lineup. They've still been waiting for some players. We've seen a couple of debuts Tuesday, and now Mike Antico debuting in the DH spot today for the Mohawks. That one will be fouled down the right field line, out of play once again, and we will reset at 0-2. As that one will miss high, is now 1-2. Artemouts, the starter for the Dutchman, is working much slower than the starter Durant for the Mohawks. That one came real high and inside, but misses clipping Barella, and it will even count at 2-2. As we got time called by the pitcher Artemouts, and we'll reset. As that one pins Barella, he gets hit on the thigh, and he'll head down to first. And it will bring up Michael Ludwig out of Wake Forest. Ludwig, in his first at-bat, flew out to left field. It ended up going all the way back to the wall on a high fly ball, but Griffin Herrera was able to make the snag easily. First pitch in is outside for a ball, 1-0. Ludwig came into today 8 for 23, not including the Tuesday game, so he is batting .333 now. As that one will be lofted down the left field line, And it will be out of here as Michael Ludwig hits a 3-run homer over the ad monster in left. And the Mohawks now take a 3-0 lead. As Michael Ludwig was the Recovery Sports Grill Hitman of the day. So that now gets everyone in attendance here at Shuttleworth Park a free coupon to Recovery Room on Route 30 in Amsterdam. As that will bring up Joe Genord. Swings through that one. Actually fouls it back, but it will be 0-1 regardless. That is Ludwig's, I believe, first official homer as a Mohawk. It will be. He did hit one in a non-league game against the Capital City Reds, as that one sits high. It evens count at 1-1 with Joe Genord. And the 1-1 will miss low and inside. Genord in front, 2-1. As that one will be flown high into shallow right. Calling is the second baseman, Jax, who will make the catch. Had to range quite far over, but had the best angle. As that will now bring up Chris Lanzilli, who grounded out in his first at-bat. Chris steps out for a second, gets some words of encouragement from third base coach Keith Griffin. First pitch is in there, first strike, 0-1. As that one is also in there, and it will be 0-2 here to Lanzilli. That 3-run bomb for Michael Ludwig gives him 7 RBIs on the year, which now takes the team lead, as that one will be popped up. The first baseman, Lopez, settling under it for the second out. And it'll bring up Jake Hammond. Hammond so far today walked and was stranded at third. So he has yet to record an official at bat. The 0-1 here to Hammond as he squares around a bump, but that one will be bunted foul quickly behind 0-2. On deck for the Mohawks is Mike Antico. And the 0-2 is popped up foul, and will get a play down the left field side. I am very sure that Michael Ludwig is now relieved after that home run, as he seemed to have been getting a little frustrated at the plate as of late in the past few games. But of course, baseball is a game of patience all in due time, as that one is cut on and missed by Hammond to end the inning. But not before the Mohawks take a 3-0 lead on a 3-run home run by Michael Ludwig. as we will head to the fourth inning with the Amsterdam Mohawks leading the Albany Dutchmen 4-0. You are listening to the Amsterdam Mohawks Radio Network here on YouTube.
From Ole Miss, Golston Gillespie.
Golston Gillespie out of Ole Miss will lead off the top of the fourth. He has not recorded an official at bat yet today. He walked in the first. That one is fouled right back as it came awfully close to hitting a fan in the first row, as there is, of course, protective netting, but it does have a bit of a give. So you're sitting in that front. That one will be chopped, and the pitcher Durant tossed on the first for the 1-3 in the first of the inning. That will bring up Jerry Hunsinger, the right fielder.
From Seton Hall, Jerry Hunsinger.
Out of Seton Hall University. Cuts and misses at that one, 0-1. As Durant does not have blazing speed on the mound, but has been able to mix in his off-speed pitches to be effective so far, as that sidearm pitch will be grounded down the left field line foul, fielded by Toby Welk in foul territory, excuse me. And the 0-2 here from Durant will be his 50th pitch of the outing. And it'll be grounded down to third. Nice fielding by Toby Welk. The long throw is scooped up nicely by the first baseman Barella, as that will be the second out of the inning. It only shows up as a 6-3 putout on the scorecard, but that one needed to be done well in order to be executed.
The left fielder from Azusa Pacific, Griffin Herrera.
They'll bring up Griffin Herrera out of Azusa Pacific. He singled in the second, but was left stranded in scoring position. First pitch in to Herrera is a ball low, 1-0.
Question 3 coming up shortly. Question 3 coming up shortly.
And the 1-0 is cut on and missed. Evens count at 1-1. We're approaching 7:35 right now. As that one will be rocketed into left. Lining it up, however, is the left fielder Lanzilli to make the catch and retire the side. So the first 1-2-3 inning of the, or excuse me, second 1-2-3 inning of the day, back to back now for Zach Durant. as we will head to the bottom half of the fourth inning here at Shuttleworth Park with the Amsterdam Mohawks leading the Albany Dutchmen 3-0. You're listening to the Amsterdam Mohawks Radio Network here on YouTube Live. Mike Antico stepping in to lead it off for the Mohawks as their reinforcements, at least at the plate, have come in the form of left-handed batters, as now they have Jake Hammond. Mike Antico lifts one to left field. Drifting back is Griffin Herrera, finds the wall and will make the catch as he bumps into the Amsterdam, I believe, printing sign, as that will bring up Cole Barr. Barr is 0 for 1 so far today, grounded out to shortstop in the second inning. Coming into Notorious B.I.G.'s Hypnotize, my favorite walk-up song of this young Mohawk season, as that one is kind of missed 0-1. And that one is kind of missed, so Barr is quickly behind 0-2. Artem Mowitz, of course, looking for a quick 1-2-3 inning to get back on track after giving up that 3-run home run in the last inning to Michael Ludwig. That one will sit high. Fastball, and it will be 1-2. That was logged at 90. I don't know if he's actually throwing 90, but he's probably throwing at least mid to high 80s. As that one will be ripped into the left center gap and get down and all the way to the wall. Rounding first and heading for second is Cole Barr, and he will cruise in there with a one-out double. That'll bring up the third baseman out of Penn State Berks, Toby Welk. And to give everyone a little bit of some perspective on this Mohawks young season, they're only 4-5 so far, but they started off with Toby Welk, the third baseman who's up right now, hitting third or second for them, depending on what the lineup would bring, as that one misses inside. It's 1-0. And now he's hitting eighth. So they have certainly gotten some, at least more high-profile guys in on the team. I would certainly say that Toby Welk is still one of the best pure hitters here for the Mohawks this season. That one misses low inside. It's 2-0. But since he plays Division III baseball, I think it may be overlooked at points. But I will say, if you ever get a chance to come out to Shuttleworth Park this year, he is a bona fide hitter. He hit .491 in college this past season. That one missed high, and now it's 3-0. He lined out to left his last time up as Griffin Herrera had to make a running catch. He's had to make, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 putouts. So Herrera busy so far in this early game. And that one will be on the bottom half of the strike zone. For a strike, it'll be 3-1. Artemouts checks Barr at second and deals, and that one will be ripped right back up the middle. Barr had to pause for a second to make sure it wasn't field, but now it's booted by the center fielder Durfee, and Barr will round third and come in to score. And the Mohawks will take a 4-0 lead on a Toby Welk single and an error by the center fielder Durfee. As it will be an E8. And it'll bring up Elvis Peralta Jr. as we have a mound visit. And the Mohawks have seemed to come alive here. Unfortunately, I don't think that would not give Toby Welk an RBI, but getting that run may prove to be big, especially as a way to keep the train moving. As Elvis Peralta steps up to the plate, as he doubled in the last inning. And it looks like we will actually have a pitching change here for the Dutchmen. As Artemouts, an early night, already having given up four runs, 3 of them earned. We'll get you his full stat line in a second. But coming in to pitch for the Dutchmen will be James Rubino out of Hudson Valley Community College. He's a North Greenbush native of New York. Rubino was a freshman this past season at Hudson Valley. His stats so far on the year, this will be his 3rd appearance. He started 1 game. He's pitched 7 in the 3rd innings, given up 6 hits and 2 runs, both of them earned. He's walked 6 batters and struck out 6 batters. He's 1-0 and has a 2.45 ERA coming into today. As he will look to turn this inning around for the Dutchmen with Toby Welk on first and 1 out, with Elvis Peralta out of Marshall coming to bat. Coming into today, I'll give you a little bit of information on Elvis Peralta. He led the team at the start of the game in RBIs with 5. This, of course, does not include the stats from Tuesday's game against Mohawk Valley, which was a 5-3 loss, but he did not accrue an RBI in that game. But he has since been surpassed by Michael Ludwig, who smacked a 3-run homer in the 3rd inning. And, of course, now the score is 4-0 Mohawks. But Elvis also has led the team in strikeouts, so a tale of 2 sides for the infielder from Marshall. As I was about to say shortstop, and he will be up as we'll get the last couple of warm-up pitches from Rubino. And now Elvis will step to the plate. As mentioned before, he is 1 for 1 today with a double last inning. And he ended up coming around to score on that home run by Michael Ludwig. And the first pitch from Rubino, a lefty, will miss low and away. Nice stop by the catcher Gillespie. And it's 1-0. Mentioned coming into this game, Peralta has been hitting .242, 8 for 33, scored 8 runs, so he has a 9th run scored in this game. Ball's a ninth hit, as that one will be ripped down the right field line, hooking and will fall for a base hit and roll to the wall. Rounding third as well, he'll stop there, and as Peralta will cruise into second with a stand-up double. And the train continues to roll, as that will be Peralta's second double of the day. And it'll bring up the top of the order in Richie Barella. Richie is 0 for 1 so far today. He grounded out in the first and was hit by a pitch in the third, and then came around to score when Ludwig smacked the dinger. I would not expect them to walk Barella here. It's second, third, one out. It would cause a force out, but then you bring up Ludwig, who just homered his last at bat. That one will be grounded to short. The infield was in. They will go to first with it and get the out there. Both runners hold. Nice play by Lucas Dunn to look off Toby Welk back to third on that play. And now there are 2 outs with Michael Ludwig coming to the plate. Ludwig is 1 for 2 with that 3-run home run and a fly out to left, which also reached the wall but was snagged rather easily by Griffin Herrera. And that one will be slapped to the second baseman, Jax, on to first, and that will be the third out of the inning. So James Rubino comes in and gets the 2 outs needed for the Dutchmen, as we will head to the 5th inning here with the Amsterdam Mohawks holding a 4-0 lead. A 1-run on 3 hits in that inning. But there were 2 men left on and 1 error for the Dutchmen on the center fielder. So we will head to the top of the 5th with the Mohawks leading the Dutchmen 4-0. You are listening to the Amsterdam Mohawks Radio Network here on YouTube Live. Zach Durfee will lead off the top of the 5th inning for the Dutchman. He struck out in the 2nd inning, 0 for 1. As that curveball will sit high and outside, 1-0. And the 1-0 from Durant will be on the outside corner for a called strike. Evens count at 1-1.
Players and parents, come on over to the first base dugout.
Durfee is a returning Dutchman from last season, as that one catches the outside corner, and Durant is ahead 1-2. As Durant has had a great night on the mound so far, 4 innings scoreless, and that curveball will miss Lone away. Evens gone 2-2, but I'm sure Coach Keith Griffin is very happy so far, and of course the pitching coach for the Mohawks as well. And the 2-2 will be fouled out of play. And we'll do it again. Durfee came into today hitting .286 for the Dutchman, 6 for 21. And that one will be grounded softly to third, charging his Welk onto first, as Brell has to come off the bag, but makes a nice play, snagging and making the tag on Durfee, spinning around, and that will be the first out. That will bring up the second baseman, Nick Jacks, out of Lemoyne College. The Lemoyne Dolphins, they are, as I have no idea why a team from upstate New York would be called the Dolphins, but to each their own. That one will miss low, 1-0. Jack so far today has hit into a fielder's choice 0 for 1. That one is lined right to the third baseman, Welk, who makes a nice snag of it. And that will be the second out of the inning. And it will bring up the 9-hitter, Justin Wright.
From St. John's University, Justin Wright.
Mentioned his previous at-bat, Justin will be attending St. John's University this fall. He was a high school senior. As that one catches the outside corner, it's on 1. So he is certainly one of the younger people on the Dutchmen. As that one will miss low, it's now 1-1. And that one will be in there for a strike. And now Durant is ahead in another count, 1-2. And the 1-2 here from Durant. It will miss just outside. And it will be 2-2.
The only way to score 2 points in football.
And then the fourth trivia question for a trivia night here, as the 2-2 will bounce in the dirt and miss. So it will run the count full. It is, what position in football shares the name with a certain play that scores the team 2 points? So there's a play in football, American football, that helps the team score 2 points. Is that off-speed pitch is fouled out of play by Justin Wright to stay alive and keep the count full. But that play shares a name with a certain position in football. What is that name? If you have the answer to that, you can comment on the Amsterdam Mohawks Facebook or Twitter pages. That one skims just under the glove of Cole Barr, and it will be a base hit, as it was a hard hit ball, and Barr made a diving effort but could not get to it. So Wright will be on with the 2-out single. They'll bring up the leadoff hitter, Lucas Dunn, out of Louisville. Dunn so far is 0 for 2. He struck out twice, one in the first and one in the third. And that one will be grounded to the second baseman, Barr, who flips to Peralta at second, and that will be the final out of the inning. So the 4-6 put out gets done.
Got some people following you there, Barry.
Yes, right over here, guys, right over here. Right over here, I have the whole entire stand.
And we will head to the bottom of the 5th inning here, as we're halfway through with the Amsterdam Mohawks leading 4-0. You're listening to the Amsterdam Mohawks Radio Network here on YouTube Live. Joe Genord will lead off the bottom of the 5th inning here for the Mohawks. Big country fan. Plays for the University of South Florida. However, he is from Lake Worth, Florida. Staying into pitch is Rubino, as that one will be flown out to right. Settling under it is the right fielder, who will make the catch for the first out. That is the right fielder, Huntsinger, excuse me. I'll bring up the left fielder, Chris Lanzilli. Chris so far today is 0 for 2. He grounded out to short and popped out to first. As that pitch misses low and away, it is 1-0. The final line for Nick Artemau, it's the starter for the Dutchmen. 3.1 innings pitched, 5 hits, four runs given up, 3 of them earned. 1 walk, 1 hit by pitch, and 1 strikeout. That one is grounded down to the third baseman, who will field it and throw it on to first for the second out of the inning. Justin Wright with a nice play on that ball. And Rubino quickly has 2 outs. That'll bring up Jake Hammond out of Moorhead State. Hammond is 0 for 1 so far today. And Coach Keith Riven will have a talk with the home plate umpire. Jake so far, as mentioned, is 0 for 1 today. He struck out in the 3rd, and he walked in the 2nd, but was stranded at 3rd, as that one will miss low. It's 1-0. Young season so far for Jake as he made his Mohawks debut Tuesday. That curveball is in there for a strike, 1-1. And with our stats not in from Tuesday as of yet, he's only listed at 1 for 4 coming into today. As that one misses high, it is now 2-1. But you could expect probably Jake Hammond and Mike Antico, who is the designated hitter, waiting on deck as that curveball sits high. It's now 3-1 to split some time in the outfield. Hammond is starting at center field tonight. We have both of the Wake Forest boys in left and right field, respectively, in Lanzilli and Ludwig, as that one was check swung, and now it's 3-2 here to Hammond. As Rubino, the lefty, sets in, deals to the lefty Hammond, and he swings and misses that curveball. Nice one there from Rubino, and that is the first 1-2-3 inning for Rubino so far. As we will head to the 6th inning here at Shuttleworth Park. The Amsterdam Mohawks lead the Albany Dutchmen 4-0. You are listening to the Amsterdam Mohawks Radio Network here on YouTube Live. first batter here in the top of the sixth is Ubaldo Lopez, who takes a strike from Zach Durant. It is 0-1. Durant now into the sixth inning, working quickly, misses outside there, 1-1. Lopez so far today, as he takes that one in the dirt, it's now 2-1, is 1 for 1. He doubled in the first, was stranded, then walked in the third and was caught stealing for the second out of the inning. That one misses high, so it is now 3-1 to Ubaldo Lopez. Playing first base tonight, he came into today hitting only 182. He was 4 for 22, so today will help that as he swings and misses through that one to make the count full. Also scheduled to bat this inning, Cameron Masterman, the designated hitter. That one is rocketed down the left field line, but will hook foul. And Golston Gillespie is in the hole out of Ole Miss. The Dutchmen have gotten 3 runners into scoring position, but have left them all stranded. That one is fouled right back to the grandstand, all the way back out to the pitcher, Durant. And we'll do it once again. We are officially using the lights here at Shuttleworth Park, with dusk having settled and it being not a sunny day. Very little natural light left as Lopez steps out and resets. That I'm sure that's something that has been preached by head coach Nick Davies of Albany, is that one will be on the outside corner for a called strike 3. And that will be the first out of the inning. That is Durant's 5th strikeout today. That puts him with 14. That's 2 behind the team lead.
The designated hitter from Louisville, Cameron Masterman.
That last pitch for Durant was his 77th, as that one will miss inside. It's 1-0. So if he gets through the 6th here, it'll be interesting to see if he comes out for the 7th. If that one catches the outside corner for a strike, it'll be 1-1. Of course, he has to get through Masterman and Gillespie, the 3 and 4 hitters in the Dutchman order. That one misses outside. Is now 2-1. Cameron Masterman so far today is 0 for 2. He struck out swinging in the first and grounded out to short in the third. That one misses low, and now Durant is behind 3-1. Masterman came into today batting .400 for the Dutchman, which led the team, as that one will be on the inside corner for a strike, and it will run the count full. So 2 straight full counts for Durant. We'll see if he can now get Masterman like he was able to get Lopez. And that one will miss low, so Masterman is on with a 1-out walk. And we have no one currently in the bullpen for the Mohawks. So it's currently certainly Durant's inning, as that will bring up the lefty Golston Gillespie, the big catcher out of Ole Miss. Gillespie so far this year is currently 6 for 16. That one will miss outside. It's 1-0. As a modest lead is taken by Masterman at first. That one misses just outside. Trying to squeeze it was the catcher, Prater, actually, as I think we might have had a defensive switch. As I just looked down and checked at the runner at first, Masterman, but he slid back in safely. Yeah, that's probably why. As that one misses outside 3-0, we just wanted to make sure to confirm that, yeah, Sam Prater came in on a defensive switch at catcher at the beginning of this half inning. So he is now in probably for Joe Genord, who my statistics intern just told me may have come up limping his last at bat. And that one will be on the inside corner for a strike, and it'll be 3-1. Durant in his 3 straight 3-ball count. Not helping himself out right now, but with a 3-1 count, runner on first, 1 out. Mohawks blowing a 4-0 lead. Here's the 3-1 as that one will miss inside, and now back-to-back walks have been given up by Durant. And it will bring up Jerry Hunsinger, the right fielder.
The right fielder from Seton Hall, Jerry Hunsinger.
The Seton Hall Pirate is 0 for 2 so far today. He has grounded out to shortstop twice. Runners on second and first here as that one will be grounded to short. Could be 2. Peralta to second, and Barr will hold it there, not trying to relay to first. So that'll be the second out of the inning. The runner Masterman goes to third. Gillespie is out. It is a fielder's choice for Jerry Hunsinger as they will bring up Griffin Herrera, the left fielder out of Azusa Pacific. Herrera so far today is 1 for 2. He singled in the second. That one is low, and it got away from Prater for a second. And thinking of running was Hunsinger, but he stopped. Prater was able to snag it. So there's still runners on first and third, and 2 out. 1-0 count here to Herrera, who started off the year as the leadoff hitter for Albany, but has since been bumped down. That one is low. That one gets away, and now the runner goes, and no throw will happen from Prater as there is a runner on third. They don't want Albany to break through and score that way. So it is now 2-0 with runners on second and third with 2 out. So that'd be a pass ball on Prater. And that one will be ripped through the hole between third and short. A base hit. The throw home from Zilli as he slides under the tag. That is Hunsinger as 2 runs will come in on an RBI single by Griffin Herrera, and it'll be 4-2. The throw from Chris Lanzilli beat Hunsinger by a mile, but he was able to slide under the tag from Prater, and it is now 4-2 Mohawks. It's 2 RBIs there for Griffin Herrera, which will be numbers 4 and 5 on the year. As that one will be in there for a strike. Going 1 here to Zach Durfee out of Siena, playing center field tonight. As that one will miss low. It is 1-1. As there's some questioning from the head coach, Nick Davies, for Albany. But it looks like he's laid off now. As it actually looks like they called it dead and maybe just a 0-1 count. Pitch from Durant, and that's in there, and now it's 0-2. On deck if Durfee keeps it going, is Nick Jacks. Durfee so far today has been 0 for 2. He struck out and grounded out. Herrera on first is going. Grounded straight to second base. Colbar fields it, and on to first for the final out of the inning. But not before the Dutchmen break through and score 2 runs on an RBI single by Griffin Herrera. They use 1 hit. Well, they score 2 runs on 1 hit. They leave 1 guy on, and there is no errors in the inning for the Mohawks as we will head to the bottom of the 6th with Amsterdam leading Albany 4-2. You're listening to the Amsterdam Mohawks Radio Network here on YouTube Live. Mike Antico will lead off the 6th inning here. He also led off the 4th. He is 0 for 2 so far today. He grounded into a fielder's choice and flew out to left. As he'll try to bunt that one. It floats up in the air for a second, but then drops foul. So that will be the first strike. 0-1. Gillespie had a chance for that one, but couldn't get to it. And the 0-1 will miss high. It is now 1-1. Rubino's out there for the Dutchmen. Short lefty misses low and away, and it is now 2-1. With the Mohawks receiving some more. Ooh, as that one will nick him, Antico that is, and he will be on base for the first time as a Mohawk here to start the 6th. That's the second hit by pitch by Dutchman pitching today. And it will bring up Cole Barr. Cole is 1 for 2 so far today. He grounded out in the 2nd and doubled in the 4th, and then came around to score on a single by Toby Welk and then an error in center field by Zach Durfee. Scoring around to bunt is Cole, as he will try to pull it back. He does, but Golston Gillespie shoves him out of the way trying to get to the ball. But it looks like there's no hard feelings there, as we will reset with a 1-0 count. Antico on first. The 1-0 from Rubino. And also squaring around a bunt once again is Barr, but he pulls it back once again. So now it's 2-0, both missing inside. Nice stops here from Gillespie. On deck for the Mohawks is Toby Welk, who singled in his last at-bat. And now we will have a visit to the mound by head coach Nick Davies of Albany. I'd like to take this time to thank all of the proud sponsors of the Amsterdam Mohawks this year. A couple specific ones, people who do our programs every day: Amsterdam Printing, McDonald's, who after every Mohawks game, if they win, you can use your ticket stub to redeem that for a free small fry at any Amsterdam area McDonald's. And also St. Mary's Healthcare, which has had several great nights here tonight already, and will continue to hold other things with the Mohawks in tow. And as a representative of the Amsterdam Mohawks, we thank you for all of your continued support of your hometown team. And we're set again, 2-0 count here. And check back at first, but Antico gets back safely, standing up. And the 2-0 now from Rubino will bounce, and reading it well was Antico, who will run down to second on the wild pitch. Gillespie kept it in front of himself pretty well, but it got away from him enough for Antico to move up. Now Barr batting with a 3-0 count with a runner on second and none out. It'll be interesting to see if he still squares around to bunt. The 3-0 from Antico. He does square around to bunt, pulls it back, and that will be a called strike, which will make it 3-1. Barr out of the University of Indiana. And we'll take that one inside, and that will put him on with the walk, so the Mohawks have runners on first and second with nobody out yet in the bottom of the sixth. And it will bring up third baseman Toby Welk. Welk out of Penn State Berks College, Division III, is 1 for 2 so far today. He was stranded on third base in the fourth after hitting a single. First pitch into him, he checks, and it doesn't matter because it's a called strike, 0-1. Rubino working slower now than he has in the previous inning and a half. Checks runners from the belt. Now deals. Squaring is Toby Welk, who places a nice bunt down, but bounces just foul as Gillespie hops on top of it. And Welk will now have to contend with an 0-2 count. We'll get you some PGCBL score updates in just a moment. As the Utica Blue Sox are currently leading the Mohawk Valley Diamond Dogs 6-0. That's a good Central Division matchup with the game in Little Falls, as that one will be flown down the right field line, but will hook out a play foul. Toby Welk stays alive. The Jamestown Jammers, who took their first home loss to the Mohawks last night, are currently beating the Saugerty Stallions at home 4-3. That game is in the bottom of the fourth. The Adirondack Trailblazers currently lead the Newark Pilots at home by the score of 4-2. That game is in the top of the fourth. And the Elmira Pioneers currently lead the Geneva Red Wings 2-1. Double steal now, as that one will be ripped in the right center field gap and will get down for a double. Both runs will score, as settling into second base is Toby Welk with a 2-run double here. And the Mohawks will have a 6-2 lead, so they'll get those 2 runs back that they gave up in the top of the inning. The double steal, and it was where no one else was. That's how it's supposed to always work, right? And the Mohawks there get a great piece of hitting out of Toby Welk, who is now 2 for 3 today with a couple of RBIs. They'll bring up Elvis Peralta Jr. in the 9-hole. Elvis so far today is 2 for 2. He's doubled twice and has scored his 9th run of the year. So the Mohawks bottom of the order and top of the order have been their hottest. The middle of the order hasn't done as well in the past few games. But they've gotten some great hitting out of their bottom guys, and Toby Welk, Elvis Peralta Jr., Richie Nizza, who is not starting tonight, as well as the top of the order, and Richie Barella, as well as Michael Ludwig, the 2-hitter tonight. He has a 3-run homer, as that one was squared around a bump, but Peralta misses, and now he will have a quick conference with Coach Keith Griffin, and I think he might have missed a sign there. So the Mohawks have a runner on second and Toby Welk. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the sixth. James Rubino is still on the mound for the Dutchmen. They have some guys working, it looks like, in the bullpen, but I don't know how ready they are. But right now they do have a lefty-on-lefty matchup. And the 0-1 from Rubino. Elvis squares around a bunt. Once again, gets a nice one down the third base line, as they will let it roll, and it will stay fair, and no throw will happen. So now the Mohawks have runners on first and third. Beautiful bunt put down the line there by Elvis Peralta Jr. And it looks like Nick Davies will now go to his bullpen, as Mohawks will have first and third with nobody out, with the top of the order coming up. We will return in just a moment after the pitcher is done warming up. You're listening to the Amsterdam Mohawks Radio Network here on YouTube Live. Mohawks up 6-2. We'll be right back. Back here on YouTube Live. Pitching now for the Dutchmen will be Cole McNamee, number 19, out of Wake Forest University. He'll be pitching to Richie Burrell out of Manhattan, playing first base today. For his stats on McNamee, he's played both in the field and pitched for the Dutchmen so far. This is his third appearance on the mound. 2 1/3 innings pitched. He's given up 1 hit, 1 run. It's earned, with a 3.85 ERA. Going immediately is Peralta. The throw down to second, cut off by the second baseman, Jax. Welk stayed at the Mohawks, take away the force, and have runners on second and third with nobody out. And the Mohawks have certainly helped by Michael Ludwig's big homer today, as they cannot walk Richie Barella. Unless they want to face him, as that one will be fouled back. It'll be 1-1. I say this just because of the current hitter on the Mohawks team. He's 0 for 2 today, but he came into this game hitting .517. So just not trying to lose it as Mike Antico did earlier in the game down the right field line overhead. Give you a final line on James Rubino. It isn't final yet, but he pitched 1.2 innings, gave up 4 hits and 2 runs, both earned, as that one will be cut on and missed, and now it's 1-2 to Barella. But he is also responsible for the runners on second and third right now. He walked 1, hit 1, and struck out 1. As that won't help out his ERA too much, especially if McNamee is not able to keep these runners from scoring. And that one will be cut on and missed by Barella. It's in the dirt. They throw down to first to get the out. And that will be the first out of the bottom of the 6th. With a 2-3 put out. It'll bring up Michael Ludwig. Ludwig so far today is 1 for 3, but his one hit is a 3-run homer in the third. That was jacked down the left field line. That one will miss low and stopped well by Golston Gillespie. 1-0. Toby Welk at third, Elvis Peralta Jr. at second here. Mohawks up 6-2 over the Albany Dutchmen here in the bottom of the sixth. 1 out. That one will catch the inside corner, leaving it at 1-1. These games against the Dutchmen have proved to be important even early in the season here, as Albany currently holds the first place spot in the East Division, as that one is swung through by Ludwig. It's 1-2. But the Mohawks did get a 2-0 win last Friday here at Shuttleworth Park against the Dutchmen and are currently leading this one by 4 runs with a chance to get some more here. That one misses outside, and it's now 2-2 to Ludwig. Standing on deck is, if I can get the number, it looks like it'll be Joe Janores. That one is cut on and missed and held by the catcher Gillespie. That'll be the second out. And Joe Janore will come up. From what we had seen, Prater had come in defensively for Janord. So there might be a double switch here, but it wouldn't make sense for Janord to hit in this spot. So we might have been mistaken with Prater behind the plate there, but either way, Joe Janord is up to bat here with runners on second and third and 2 out. So he's still listed as the catcher in this game, as he cuts and misses at that one. It's 0-1. Dale Stanovich for the Mohawks is currently warming up in the bullpen. Excuse me. He's probably expected to pitch the 7th. That one's fouled out the plate, and it'll be 0-2 now to Janord.
159003. If you have that number, come to customer service and claim your prize.
And the 0-2 will miss outside. It'll be 1-2. Mohawks scored 2 runs this inning on a 2 RBI double by Toby Welk. He's currently standing on third base with Elvis Peralta on second. They have been there with no outs. It's now 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th, and that one will be chopped to the second baseman Jax, who fields it and throws on to first, and will get Janord for the final out of the inning. So the Mohawks score 2 runs, but will leave 2 stranded. They scored 2 runs on, 2 hits, as well as a hit by pitch and walk. There were no errors in that inning for the Dutchmen, as the Mohawks will head to the 7th inning here, up 6-2. You're listening to the Amsterdam Mohawks Radio Network on YouTube Live. Nick Jacks will lead it off here for the Dutchman as he swings through that one. It's now a 2-1 count to him to lead off the 7th. Zach Durant stays out there for the Mohawks. That one will be fouled back. He'll leave the count 2-2. So in the last inning, we have now gotten down to it. There was a triple switch as Sam Prater came in to catch. Joe Genord moved to first base and Richie Barella moved to center, taking out Jake Hammond. As that one misses high and inside, it'll be 3-2 now to Jacks. Nick Jacks, the second baseman so far today, is 0 for 2. Grounded into a fielder's choice and lined out to Toby Welk in the 5th. And that one is swung on a miss, so that will be Durant's 6th strikeout, excuse me. Yep, it'll be his 6th strikeout of the day. As looks like we may just get a pitching change here. As there's a conference at the mound, but it looks like Coach Keith Griffin will leave in Durant for now, as he will face the 9-hitter Justin Wright. Wright is 1 for 2 so far tonight. He singled in the 5th inning and grounded out back in the 2nd. For the Dutchman, as he'll take that one on the inside corner for a strike, 0-1. And the 0-1 from Durant will be popped up high in the air, called by the second baseman Barr, trying to find it in, but will. And that will be the second out. And it will bring up the top of the order and Lucas Dunn.
Louisville, Lucas Dunn.
Dunn so far today is 0 for 3. Struck out twice and grounded out. That one will miss high. It is 1-0. So for anyone keeping score at home now, Prater will be hitting in Jake Hammond's spot as he's behind the plate. Joe Genord batted last inning, but as the first baseman, and Richie Barella hit in his same spot now just as the center fielder. That one was in there for a strike. And now that curveball is in there for a strike, as Durant is 1 strike, getting 7 innings of two-run ball under his belt tonight as the starter. That curveball just misses inside. Made Lucas Dunn the curve, almost ended up catching the inside. He wouldn't have been too happy about that if Durant got the call. But now the 2-2 will sit high, so now it will run the count full. I think Durant's kind of wondering where that pitch was. Came back across the plate, but I think it sat just too high the belt. (3-2) will be cut on and fouled back just barely. And we'll redo it. On that, extend the inning is Ubaldo Lopez. But I was mentioning in the last thing as Durant steps off that very important game for, especially early in the season, with currently in first place. Yeah, once I find the standings, they are currently in first place at 6-2. We are currently 4-5. The Mohawks are, so they would improve. That one's fouled right back, and 2 of those losses would, and that does matter once you get down to playoff implications, especially this year when it's a 7-team playoff, which is a little weird. We'll be getting into that, of course, in the month of July once it comes down to brass tacks and the playoff scenario a little more in that one. And Dunn will be on with the I'll bring up Ubaldo Lopez, baseman from Dartmouth University. First pitch is in foul territory to look at, but it will get behind the dugout and all the way out into the street. And it will be 0-1. If Durant is able to go the full 7 innings here, I think he'll be the first Mohawk starter to go 7. Going is the runner. From his knees, Prater throws and will get him with a perfect throw to Barr. Applies the tag to the runner Dunn. And the caught stealing will end the inning. So that'll be the 3rd out. Ubaldo Lopez will start the 8th. Have a rendition of God Bless America right now. We will head to the 7th inning stretch with the Mohawks up 6-2. You're listening to the Amsterdam Mohawks Radio Network here on YouTube. Chris Lanzilli will lead off the bottom of the 7th here for the Mohawks. Takes the ball low from Cole McNamee, 1-0. Lanzilli so far today is 0 for 3, as he'll take that one on the bottom half of the strike zone, 1-1. He is, as that one will be fouled back, and now it will. And, yep, Chris Lanzilli is the only guy in the Mohawk lineup tonight not to reach base, as that one will miss low and away. They checked to see if he swung, but they say he did not, so leaving the count 2-2. And we have the 2-2 now. Oh, as we will have a quick mound visit. Ghost and Gillespie with McNamee. Lanzilli came into today hitting only 0.48. He's actually 1 for 21 with the Mohawk. As that one will miss outside. It's now 3-2. So today with the addition, he's now 1 for 24. As that one will be ripped down the left field line, but foul. Look at some more of the matchups around the league. Elmira is now losing to Geneva 3-2 in the bottom of the 6th. That's at McDonough Park in Geneva. 3-2 here to Lanzilli will sit high, so he will reach base now. Which means all 9 Mohawks in the starting lineup have reached base, as it will now bring up the catch Prater, who came in a defensive switch last inning. And that will be fouled on the left field line to start him off 0-1. As mentioned, Geneva is currently being Elmira. Elmira is 3-7, and if they lose today, they go to 3-8, which is certainly a drop-off from last year, where they were it was a 2-division setup with the West and the East, but the second best team in the West Division, as that one is fouled off, and checking on it is Gillespie, but it'll hit off of the grandstand. And it'll be 0-2 now to Prater. Utica Blue Sox are still beating the Mohawk Valley Diamond Dogs 6-0. That's a big matchup for Utica, as they started off the season 4-6 after being 2 seasons removed from making the PGCBL championship, falling to Amsterdam in 2016. Glens Falls Dragons and the Oneon Outlaws. It says that they're still in pregame, as that one will go all the way to the wall. Hops right on. Gillespie cannot handle it, as Lanzilli will head down to second, so that will be a wild pitch. On the Dutchman. And the 1-2 here to Prater. We'll even the count at 2-2. And now the 2-2 from him. And that one will be jacked down the left field line, and no one is getting that one. A bomb for Sam Prater, as the defensive adds some off, and Mohawks lead 8-2 on their second home run of the night. As Prater's first home run of the year. As that one clears the ad monster once again, and it will bring up the Cantico. First pitch into Antico is a ball, 1-0. Antico so far today is 0 for 2. Still looking for his first hit as a Mohawk. That one is taken outside. It's now 2-0. He was hit by a pitch last inning and came around to score on a 2-run double by Toby Welk. The 2-0 here from McNamee will sit high, so now it is 3-0. And the 3-0 will sit high, so now Antico is on for his second time tonight with a walk. And they'll bring up Cole Barr, the second baseman.
The second baseman from Indiana University, Cole Barr.
Cole so far today is 1 for 2. He's reached base twice and scored twice. He doubled in the fourth, ground out in the second, and he walked in the sixth and came around to score. As that one will bounce at the plate, and Gillespie has to go chase down for it, as that will let Antico scamper down to second base. As they'll call that one officially a pass ball. As that one will be in there for a strike, and now even's count 1-1. And now the 1-1 for McNamee will be low. Nice stop there from Gillespie, who's had a tough time behind the plate today. A couple of pass balls, a wild pitch. None to let a runner score, but has let runners move up. But he's also had some really good plays on some balls, just a lot of in between. As that one will be slapped down to third base. Nice snag by the third baseman right. Going on to third, reading it well, is Antico. So the Mohawks will have a runner on third and one out with Toby Welk, the third baseman out of Penn State Berks, coming to the plate.
The third baseman from Penn State Berks, Toby
Welk so far is 2 for 3 today with a single and a double that scored 2 runs. He also lined out to left field. That one misses low. It's 1-0 now. Infield is in here for the Dutchmen, who down 6 runs cannot afford to give up any more insurance to the Mohawks. As that one will miss low, it's now 2-0.
Mohawks scored by 1, get 1. Here.
It is the M&J Lawn Care rally inning at Marcus. That one's fouled right back by Welk, 2-1. So if they score this inning, the Mohawks, that is, everyone in here gets buy one, get one beer drafts for until the end of the game, which is just an add-on to the promotion already tonight, which is buy one, get one Coors Light draft. So now that just means all different, all the drafts they have on tap here. That one bounced a couple feet in front of the plate. Nice stop by Gillespie. It's 3-1. As Welk looks for his third hit of the night. Mentioned before, hitting in the 8 spot for him doesn't mean that he is a poor hitter for the Mohawks, as he'll be on with a walk here, so that's his 3rd time on base tonight. There will be runners on first and third with 1 out, and it looks like we will have a pitching change as head coach for the Dutchman, Nick Davies, comes out to talk with McNamee. Information on that in just a moment. We'll go to a quick commercial break. In the meantime, The Dutchmen will warm up, and we'll get information on the new pitcher as the Amsterdam Mohawks hold an 8-2 lead here over the Dutchmen at Shuttleworth Park in the bottom of the 7th. You're listening to the Amsterdam Mohawks Radio Network here on YouTube Live. Back here on our YouTube Live broadcast, 8-2 lead. The Albany Dutchman will be Alton Harvey. He pitched, giving up 5 hits, only 1 run it's earned, 2 walks and 4 strikeouts. He has a 2.70 ERA. So Harvey has pitched well in for the Dutchman here, as Elvis doubles and a single, as he'll take that one on the outside corner for a strike going 1. Harvey throws pretty hard. That one rings in at 87. So as that one will swing, it is called a wild pitch, as it will let Mike Antico score, as it will officially be scored a pass ball, as swung and missed at it. So it'll be 0-2, but the Mohawks are now up 9-2. Going down to second on the play is Welk. And the 0-2 here from Hart will be outside. It's 1-2 now. And the 1-2. As that one is kind of missed by Peralta, and he will be out for the first time tonight. And that will be the second. They'll bring up the top of the order, and Richie Barella, who is a pedestrian over 3 tonight. Say that, of course, with him coming at 500. He walked in the 3rd inning out twice. That one will be set high for a ball, 1-0. Welk still at second, 2 out here, in up 9-2. They've scored 3 runs this inning on a Sam Prame run and a wild pitch that scored Mike Antico. As that one will be fouled down the right field line, out of play. It'll be 1-1. And we have a reset from Dalton Harvey on the mound. And long check of the runner. The Mohawks will cheer tomorrow in face-off against the struggling. Is now 2-2. Now the 2-2 from Harvey is low and inside, so that'll run the count full now. So the Mohawks scoring 8 runs last night, and now 9 runs so far. It may be their offense is ready to break out, as that one will miss low. Nice stop there from Gillespie to keep Toby Welk at second, but Richie Barella will be on with a 2-out walk. They'll bring up Michael Ludwig. The left fielder tonight out of Wake Forest University. He's 1 for 4 tonight, but that one hit was a 3-run home run in the third to put the Mohawks on top, a lead that they have yet to relinquish. First pitch into Ludwig is a ball, 1-0. Harvey is holding the ball for a little while. He's definitely pitching slower than his Durant so far. For rounds third, but will hold up there. Both runners will move up. And that pass ball, I believe the third, Gillespie. And the Mohawks have runners on second and third here with 2 out. 2-0 count to Ludwig. Harvey checks the runners, sets and deals. That one will miss outside. It's now 3-0. On deck, if Ludwig gets on, is Joe Genord, who is now playing first after Sam Prater came in to relieve him of his catching duties. That double switch has seemed to work out pretty well as Prater hit a home run, and Genord so far today is 1 for 4 and has not made an error. As that one will be taken on the outside corner for a strike. It'll be Mohawks also still waiting on 2 Mississippi State representatives who will be playing in the College World Series starting on Saturday. And that one would be on the inside corner for a strike. Ludwig thought he will have to come back for a full count. But Justin Fusco and Tanner Allen, who had the go-ahead hit in the game that sent them to the College World Series, that is Mississippi State. Both of those players will be joining the Mohawks at the commencement of their college season. As that one will miss low, and Ludwig is on here to load the bases. That is the 5th walk of the inning for Albany pitching. Certainly not a recipe for success, as now it leaves the bases loaded and nowhere to put Joe Genord, who steps up to the plate out of South Florida. Mentioned he is 1 for 4 with a single in the first inning that actually did not leave the infield, as that one is on the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. Borderline call, but Albany gets it. The 0-1 here from Harvey is cut on and missed by Genord. Healthy cut. As the breeze is picked up a little bit in the outfield, whipping a little bit, you can see the flag. As night has, of course, fallen here in the bottom of the 7th at Shuttleworth Park. 0-2 now to Joe Genord with the bases loaded. 9-2 lead for the Mohawks. As he'll take that one low and away. Nice stop by Gillespie, excuse me. And it will be 1-2. If Genord can keep the inning going, Chris Lanzilli, that is on deck. the left fielder. And that one is kind of missed, but we'll go back to the wall. Snagged by Gillespie, who will step on the plate as he had a force out there with the ball being in play with the strikeout. So that one will be scored a swinging strikeout, a K swinging with a 2 unassisted putout. So 9 batters will come to the plate for the Mohawks. And they will have 3 runs come home. They will strand 3, but they scored 3 runs on, 1 hit actually. So they had 3 runs on 1 hit, 5 walks, a pass, wild pitch, pass ball, that scored a run as well. 2-run homer in that inning by Samuel Prater. 3 are left on as we will head to the top of the 8th inning here at Shuttleworth Park with the Amsterdam Mohawks up 9-2. You're listening to the Mohawks Radio Network here on YouTube Live. Ubaldo Lopez will lead off the top of the 8th for the Dutchmen. That one is flown out to left. Going back is the left fielder, Lenzilli. He can't get it. Ball bounces out. They swing it back into the infield, cut off by the second baseman, Cole Barr. So Ubaldo Lopez will have his second double of the day. Is it? As it will still be Zach Durant on the mound. We were trying to see if there was a pitching change. But Durant is continuing to throw, as that will bring up Cameron Masterman with a runner on second and nobody out here in the top of the 8th, as the Dutchmen need to start rallying quickly, as that one will miss outside. It's 1-0. Durant so far has thrown 7 innings of 2-hit ball. He's given up, 1, 2. So that one will be ripped out to center. Going back is the center fielder, Barella, and he will look up and watch it bounce off the wall. Fielded, and now charging for third is Masterman, who slides in and will be cut down there, as a run will score, but they will trade a run for an out. As it is now 9-3 Mohawks. And they'll bring up the catcher, Golston Gillespie, out of Ole Miss. With that being an 8-5 put out from Barella to Welk at third to get Masterman. And with Gillespie up, it looks like we will now get a pitching change.
Don't forget, fans, the Mohawks return home on Saturday.
Yep, we will.
Our second fireworks night, and also features a pregame music show by Hendrick and Brooks. We're coming back again from 5 to 6:30. That's on Saturday. Each night during the season for Mohawks players, either post-game meal donated by a local business. Tonight,
as Zach Durant gets a nice hand, going 7 1/3, giving up 3 earned runs.
from the management and staff for helping the Mohawk players.
We'll go through as the pitcher is warming up here. We'll get you some info on him in a second, and the final line for Durant. But we'll first look at the PGCBL out-of-town scoreboard. The Jamestown Jammers hold a 7-3 lead now over the Saugerty Stallions. That is in the bottom of the 6th at Dietrich Park. The Adirondack Trailblazers are beating the Newark Pilots 5-4 in the top of the 7th. Geneva Red Wings hold a 4-3 lead over the Elmira Pioneers in the top of the 8th at McDonough Park. As mentioned, the Mohawks travel to Elmira tomorrow. Dragons and Oneonta Outlaws still showing pregame, so my guess is that scoring is just not working correctly tonight. The Utica Blue Sox are beating the Mohawk Valley Diamond Dogs 6-0 still. That game is now in the top of the 8th in Little Falls. And we have the 9-3 advantage here for the Mohawks. Durant's final line will be 7.1 innings pitched, 6 hits given up, 3 runs, all of them earned. He walked 5 and he struck out 6. 6 strikeouts leaves him with 15, which is now second on the Mohawks pitching staff. Yeah, and actually it's 4 walks, excuse me, as there is a change in that. See who the pitcher is. It looks like number 18, Brooks Napick, the big lefty coming in. Sophomore out of University of Massachusetts. A returner this season with his brother, Carter. Brooks being a lefty, Carter being a righty out of the pen. Both that provided good innings for the Mohawks last season. And, of course, decides to return. One interesting tidbit is that Brooks, the lefty who is on the mound right now warming up, is listed at 6'1". His twin brother, Carter Napick, is listed at 6'2". They are identical. They look exactly alike. It would be very hard to tell them apart, but I guess if you sit them one next to the other, I don't know if Carter's just told them to put him in there at 6'2" just to mess with his brother, but he might actually have him by an inch. Because that'll bring up Colston Gillespie, who cuts and misses at a big one. And they'll be 0-1 now. Napick's numbers this season. This will be his 4th appearance. He's thrown 5 1/3 innings. That one will catch the outside corner. He's quickly ahead on Gillespie, 0-2. He's given up 3 hits, 3 runs. 2 of those runs are earned. He's walked 3. He has struck out 11 in 5 1/3. As that one is cut on and missed. And it's now up to 12. That'll be the second out of the inning. Napick also has a 3.37 ERA coming into this outing.
Jerry Hunsinger.
That'll bring up Jerry Hunsinger, the right fielder out of Seton Hall. He is 0-3 today. He reached on a fielder's choice and came around to score in the 6th. So he has a run scored under his belt today, as that one will be in there for a strike, 0-1. Good off-speed pitch tailing away from the batter. And that curveball sits high, so it'll be 1-1. Hunsinger coming into today was hitting .345 as he will rip that one through the hole between third and short, and he is on with a 2-out single. He'll bring up the left fielder from Azusa Pacific, Griffin Herrera. Herrera today is 2-for-3. He singled in the 2nd and in the 6th, and he has 2 RBIs to show for it as well. As that one will catch to the bottom half of the plate for a strike, 0-1. And the runner is going. Herrera swings and misses, goes down to a knee, and Prater lets the runner steal on defensive indifference. And the 0-2 here from Napick is low for a ball. It'll be 1-2. Runner on second, 2 outs here in the top of the 8th. Amsterdam on top of Albany, 9-3. 1-2 from Napick. It is just low, and it will even count 2-2. Cold night here at Shuttleworth Park, so not many people have hung out, but that curveball will now sit high and outside. So now Herrera is back in this at bat with a 3-2 count. Brooks steps back in. And the payoff pitch is cut on and fouled off behind the plate. So we'll do it again. And we have a long pause from Brooks Napick, who now sets and deals the payoff pitch once again. That one will be in the dirt. And Herrera will be on with a 2-out walk. So now runners on first and second here for Albany. Down 9-3 still. We're trying to get something going here with 2 outs in the 8th. You know, bring up Zach Durfee, the center fielder.
Zach Durfee.
As that one will be fouled back. 0-1. Durfee so far today is 0 for 3. Struck out and then grounded out twice. The double steal is on as throw is down to third. Welk snagged the high one, but he cannot get the tag on in time. So the double steal is executed, and there will be runners on second and third now with 2 out. In the 1-1 now, Napick taking his time, sets and deals. That one is fouled back, and now it's 1-2 to Durfee. Mentioned Amsterdam will travel to Elmira tomorrow night. They will come back and host Jamestown Saturday, and then they will have a game on Sunday at Albany before having rest day Monday and then coming back here to face the Adirondack Trailblazers on Tuesday. And the 1-2 will not be given to Napick, as that one seemed like as good of a pitch as any, but it will leave them kind of 2-2. And Napick will step off again. There's some heckling from the Mohawk faithful. Runners on second and third still. 2 out. 2-2. Will be popped up into shallow center. On comes Richie Barella, who will call and make the catch to retire the side. So a run comes home on an RBI double by Cameron Masterman. So one run is scored in the top of the 8th on 3 hits. 2 guys are left on base, however. No errors for the Mohawks as we will head to the bottom of the 8th with Amsterdam up 9-3 over the Albany Dutchmen. You're listening to the Amsterdam Mohawks Radio Network here on Ustream.tv. Chris Lanzilli, who led off the 7th inning, will now lead off the 8th inning for the Mohawks. They batted 9. Well, they sent 9 to the plate in the 7th, scoring 3 runs, but stranding 3. First pitch to Lanzilli's cut on a miss from Dalton Harvey, 0-1. As Lanzilli reached base for the first time in his last at-bat. Last inning, he led off the inning with a walk and came around to score. That one will be ripped down the left field line, but foul. It's now 0-2. Last licks for Albany coming up in the top of the 9th. They will have Nick Jacks, Justin Wright, and Lucas Dunn set to bat for them. That one misses low, so it's now 1-2. And the 1-2 from Harvey misses low, now 2-2. On deck for the Mohawks is Sam Prater, who jacked a huge home run over the left field fence in the last inning. That one misses 3-2. Now it's a full count. Lanzelli still looking for his first hit of the day. Came to this game batting 1 for 24 with the Mohawks, so struggling so far early in the season. That one would be ripped down to third, and it eats up the third baseman right, and we'll head into left field for a base hit. No. That's not good. That's not good. You ripped that. That's it. You don't see that ball. Yes, half a second. And that'll bring up Samuel Prater.
I'd
like to, he knows a lot. And that'll bring up Sam Prater, who will take that one for a strike, 0-1. So that one's in there for a strike, and it will quickly be 0-2 now to Prater. And that one will be chopped foul down the left field line. Nice bare hand by Coach Keith Griffin. And the 0-2 misses high. It's now 1-2. Lanzilli on first, none out. Here in the bottom of the 8th, Mohawks have a 9-3 lead. As that one will be fouled off at the plate, and Prater will stay alive. Big story. This one first 3 runs of the game were on a Michael Ludwig 3-run home run over the left field fence. I combined him and his Wake Forest and Mohawks teammate Chris Lanzelli, who's standing on first. And then the Mohawks also got 2 runs on a double by Toby Welk, as that one will be in there for a called strike 3. Curveball that Prater thought missed high, but will be in there. And that will be the first out of the inning.
Designated hitter from St. John's University, Mike Antico.
And that'll bring up Mike Antico, who is 0 for 2 officially today. He was hit by a pitch and walked in the 6th and 7th, respectively, and came around to score on both at-bats. As that one will be taken on the outside corner for a strike 0-1. The 0-1 from Harvey is high for a ball, 1-1. Mentioned it before in the broadcast, but 9 runs for the Mohawks, as well as 8 yesterday, as that one is fouled right back to the screen. It'll be 1-2 here on Antico. Is a big step in the right direction for a team that coming into the game was dead last in runs per game with 3.78 and 10th in batting average with a 236 clip. They're second in ERA and first in opponent batting average, as that one is fouled right back. And Antico will stay alive. But certainly it's the hitting that the Mohawks have looked to improve early on in this season. And they'll get some reinforcements as they have over this week, and guys will start to settle in here in the PGCBL as that one misses outside. It'll even the count 2-2. But, of course, other teams in the East have done the same thing. Albany's lineup has changed since last Friday. Saugerties gets guys. A team that surprised early that also will be an issue maybe for the Mohawks down the stretches. That one is grounded down to first, could be 2. Out to shortstop on to first, but the relay is late, so they'll get the lead runner on a 3-6 fielder's choice. But there'll still be a runner on first here with 2 outs and Cole Barr coming to play. But Glens Falls, I was going to say, the Dragons have been surprising so far. They came into today. Let's see. The Dragons came into today with a record of 5-4. And they're second in the East currently. Of course, that can all change. Oneonta is 4-4. Glens Falls and Oneonta are playing each other tonight. We don't have a score update from that game, as it seems like the statisticians for the Dragons are having an issue, or the Outlaws, I should say. It is in Oneonta, as that one is in for a called strike to Cole Barr, who now swings out of his shoes, has to go down to one knee. It's 0-2 to the second baseman out of Indiana. Barr tonight is 1 for 3. He doubled and came around to score on an error by the center fielder in the 4th, as that one will be ripped down the left field line, but will hook foul, as it looked like it might hook fair, but Cole Barr was already at second base. He was ready to hop right into his home run trot, but he couldn't sell it there, as it's now still 0-2. And the 0-2 is taken inside for a ball. It'll be 1-2. On deck, if Barr can keep the inning going, is Toby Welk. And the 1-2 is in the dirt, stopped by Gillespie. Evens count at 2-2. Also, in other Mohawks-related news, of 2016 Mohawk Tyler Frank signed a professional contract with the Tampa Bay Rays today. He was the 56th overall pick in the 2018 MLB draft by Tampa Bay. As that one misses low, it'll be 3-2 now to Cole Bar. So congrats to Tyler Frank. A very well-liked Mohawk here in Amsterdam, and he had a very great season for FAU this year, hitting in the leadoff position for them, playing shortstop. Best of luck to him in his professional career, as that one is fouled back. Stealing was Antico, but he'll have to scamper back to first. And we'll do it again here with a full count. So Antico will also be in motion on this pitch no matter what. I was talking with Richie Niza, who is the infielder from FAU on the roster for the Mohawks this season, about how a lot of FAU guys have come into the Mohawks organization, and also South Florida guys in general. Of course, FAU would be more north, as that one is cut on and missed by Cole Bar, but guys like Eric Rivera, Andy Ganella, Joe Genord, who's back with the Mohawks, those guys all have had good success with the Mohawks, as they will go down in the 8th, as now we will head to the top of the 9th with the Mohawks leading the Albany Dutchmen 9-3. You're listening to the Amsterdam Mohawks Radio Network here on YouTube Live.
From One College, Nick Jakes.
Nick Jacks will lead it off here for the Albany Dutchmen. Jack so far today is 0 for 3. He struck out in his last at-bat. First pitch from Brooks Napick misses outside, who stays on to pitch the 9th here. Mohawks hold a comfortable 9-3 lead. As that one will miss inside now, it's 2-0, but of course, they still need 3 outs. It ain't over till it's over. And the 2-0 from Brooks is cut on and missed by Jacks. It'll be 2-1. As that one is taken for a strike, it'll be 2-2 now to Jacks. And that one will be slapped up the middle. Ranging is Cole Barr, who will throw a little jumper to first and will get the out for the first put out of the inning. And it'll bring up the third base, Justin Wright.
third baseman from Johns University.
As that one will miss low here to right, 1-0. Justin, the third baseman from Lemoyne College, is 1 for 3 today. He's singled in the 5th. Misses low as well. Is now 2-0 here to right. On deck is Lucas Dunn at the top of the order. As that one is kind of missed, it'll be 2-1. Brooks hasn't always been the fastest working pitcher, but he's gotten it done here for the Mohawks. Had a solid season last year. He came into today with an ERA in between 3 and 4. And that will improve, barring any more runs scored. Yeah, but Napa came in with a 3.37 ERA. That one will be ripped to left, but right at the left fielder, Lanzilli, who will settle under it and make the catch for the second out. And it'll bring up Lucas Dunn.
The shortstop from Louisville, Lucas Dunn.
Dunn so far today is 0 for 3. He struck out twice, grounded into a fielder's choice, and walked. And was also caught stealing in the 7th to end it. That one was in the dirt, and it'll be a ball, 1-0. That one will miss. It'll be 2-0 now. And that'll be in there for a strike. It'll be 2-1. So 3 straight batters where Napick falls behind 2-0 and gets a strike. That one will miss. It'll be 3-1 now. Napick resets and deals as that one will stay outside. So on with the 2-out walk will be done. Bring up Ubaldo Lopez, who is 2 for 3 today. He's doubled twice. He ended up scoring last inning.
From Dutchmen, Ubaldo Lopez.
And he also walked in the 3rd and was caught stealing. As Albany had a lot of different chances to score tonight, but they either weren't able to capitalize or ran themselves out of innings as they were caught stealing twice. And also were gunned down trying to overtake another base another time. So there's 3 different runners that could have turned into runs to make this at least a closer game. That one missed inside. It's 1-0. Running is done. That one misses. It's 2-0. Defensive indifference on that one. Now the 2-0 from Napick is in there for a called strike, 2-1. And now the 2-1 from Brooks. In the dirt, runs to 3-1. As they call a balk there on Brooks Napick, so they automatically give the runner third base. I don't think that's much on the mind of Napick nor the Mohawks coaching staff, as they just need one more out here to come out of Shuttleworth with a win tonight. As that one will be popped high into the air and left. Raying over is Barella, and Lanzelli calling for it is Barella, who will make the catch. And that will do it here, as the Mohawks will take this one by the score of 9-3. A couple of main stars in the game tonight. Home runs, first off, Michael Ludwig smacks a 3-run home run. Also gets a walk, goes 1 for 4. Also homering was Sam Prater, who went 1 for 2. A 2-run home run. Elvis Peralta went 3 for 4. He had 3 hits, including 2 doubles. And star of the game for the Mohawks, Zach Durant. He goes 7 in the 3rd innings, gives up only 3 earned runs on only 5 hits. He walked 4, struck out 6, 112 pitches as well. So a big workhorse for the Mohawks tonight. Helps out with their bullpen woes lately of not being sure of how many arms they have each night. So that certainly helps. So big game for Durant, big game for the Mohawks here, as they have started a streak, as they've won 2 in a row, and they'll look to make it 3 in a row as they travel to Elmira to take on the Elmira Pioneers tomorrow night. You can follow those stats on the PGCBL website and also listen live to my friend Tom Rhea, who is a fellow Cortland graduate. He has the call there in Elmira, as we will cut it off here. And for all of our friends here at the Mohawks, our sponsors, and everyone who is a Mohawks fan, we thank you, and we wish you a pleasant good evening. Your final score once again here from Shuttleworth Park, the Amsterdam Mohawks 9, the Albany Dutchmen 3. We'll see you back here Saturday night for a matchup with the Jamestown Jammers. We'll have post-game fireworks, and it's the town of Gloversville night here at the park, as well as pregame music by Brooks and Dietrich. So come on out for that, and everyone have a pleasant good evening.